February 1st, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. This Saturday, David Morrell is going to be fighting David Benavidez. Also on the card, Brandon Figueroa versus Stephan Coolboy Fulton. Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Angel Fierro. Just to name a few, just to name those three fighters. It's going to be a great event. I'm really looking forward to all three of those fights. But right now I'm going to touch on the main event. Shout outs to David Benavidez for stepping it up and fighting the absolute best fighter that he can get. A lot of people, it seems like a trend nowadays, they seem to hold out in that division. They seem to hold out for a Canelo showdown for the quote unquote the lottery. So shout out to him for taking this very high risk, somewhat low reward, and fighting I wouldn't say the unknown in David Morrell, but there are some question marks regarding his career. He only has a handful of fights. However, he has shown to be very impressive in his short tenure as a professional fighter. David Morrell's last opponent, Kalachik, was a very tough fighter. I know a lot of people out there are saying he didn't look too well. David Morrell didn't look too well. He couldn't finish the guy. Hey, he stepped up, and he stepped up his opposition and fought a very tough fighter in Kalachik. Kalachik's had some bouts. He's fought some killers in there, man. He's fought the killer of the 175 pound division in Arthur Beterbiev, who up until his last fight had 100% KO ratio. So you know that guy's tough. You know David Morrell's last opponent was a tough guy, even though people say that people give him a lot of, they give him a lot of shit for not knocking the guy out, not looking as impressive as he has been looking. You're not gonna get all the knockouts, and there's so many things that come into play. The fight was in it was Riyadh season. The fight was in Saudi Arabia. It was outdoors. You're dealing with the natural elements, the heat. So I don't really hold that performance against him. I don't think it was a poor performance to begin with. The guys that he had a tough opponent that he was fighting. So anyways, David Morrell, for my local bookmaker, has him at a plus 160. I've seen it go up to plus 180 online with DraftKings. I think that's a great value bet. If you're into value, I think that's the move to make. I think those numbers are way wide. It's just too wide to me. David Morrell has a 78-inch reach. He's 6'1", compared to David Benavidez is 6'2", with I believe it's a 74-inch reach advantage. Both fighters are strong. Both fighters are action-packed, come-forward type fighters. I believe David Morrell has a little bit better footwork. His timing is better. His defense, his overall defense is better. However, David Benavidez, he has a bigger gas tank. He has a lot of stamina. So it's gonna be interesting, and they both of these guys are come forward fighters. It's gonna be interesting who's gonna be on their back foot. Like that's gonna be a big question mark. I'm waiting for. I just can't. I can't. A lot of things are going on my mind. I can't wait for this fight. I can't wait for this fight. I don't know who's gonna be coming forward. Who's gonna be pushing who back? David, the past few fights, a couple fighters in Demetrius Andrade and oh man, what is that guy's name? The guy that slapped Charlo. I can't think of his name right now. Anyways, those Plant, yeah, Caleb Plant. Those two guys have found success early versus David Benavidez. So, you know, can David Morrell capitalize and clip David Benavidez in one of those in the midst of one of those 8 to 9 punch combos that David likes to throw? We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. It's gonna be very interesting. I think it's gonna be a close fight either way. It could end in a draw. A draw wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't surprise me either way. I'm leaning toward David Benavidez. However, it would not surprise me if David Morrell gets the decision or we see a draw in this particular fight. That's how close I think this fight's gonna be. I think it's gonna be action-packed. I think it's gonna live up to the hype. And I wish both fighters the best of luck. It's really hard to pick against David Benavidez, but I'm gonna tell you who I have my money on. I actually have $200 on the line, and David Morrell coming out victorious is on it. I have a three-legged parlay, guys. Three-legged parlay. Kansas City minus 1.5. Kansas City over 49.5 points. And David Morrell for the victory. Three-legged parlay is plus 800 something. I don't know. 830, I believe. I got a $220 on it, so I'm standing to make about 1,700 ish on that. If you know, most people, if I were most people, I wouldn't even bet on it, because this fight is all three of those things. I could go 0-3. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just a sick individual. I'm a degenerate. I'd advise people not to gamble. However, if you're the type of guy like me, you're sick and you like the action, and you're the type that likes value, I don't know how you can go wrong with the David Morrell. So that's it. That's my pick. That's what I got to say about it. I can't wait to see what happens. And I wouldn't mind, you know, I wouldn't mind losing as long as I see a great fight. That's how much I'm looking forward to this fight, guys. You guys have a good day. Thank you for tapping in.